It is great to be here live again with my guest speaker. I haven't been doing this guest speakers for a while now, so now finally I have a chance to talk to one of my amazing clients, Mary Allison, Alicia Moore, however the way we want to introduce. And the reason why I wanted to bring Alicia to this conversation was I feel like oftentimes when we talk about transitioning, we talk about how long it's going to take, or how difficult it is, or how we need to suffer for so many years before something happens, kind of a conversation. And I really want to change that narrative, especially for people who are feeling like, I want to go to the other side as soon as possible, and I want to start living my life instead of constantly being in this transitioning phase, right? And therefore, I thought, okay, Alyssa's story is one of the greatest, and I wanted her to share the story herself. So that's why today I wanted to ask questions about how this journey was, especially within 6 months, which I find the record time where full transitioning happens. And in my definition of full transitioning is not only deciding what you want to do, deciding where you want to live, and deciding how you want to be making the impact. And Alicia, your story is all of the three. So let's dive in. Introduce yourself, and then we go into the questions.
Thank you so much, Asal. What a wonderful introduction. Thank you. Um, well, without going into really deep background, but I guess it all started with a breakdown last year before I decided I can no longer do this anymore. I mean, I realized the burnout, the continuous burnout, and trying to be a single mother and trying to keep up with my work. I just could not give 100% in either dimension, in either realm. Um, and I decided there must be something better than this. So I decided against everybody's wisdom, you're crazy to leave. But I decided this is what feels best for my children, especially. So I finally went through the whole separation process. And by October, I was on a flight to go to Ghana. And I went to Ghana because the father of the children is there, and the children had not seen the father. And for me, that was the number one priority, was the well-being of my children. And so they did the scholastic year there. So I spent about more or less 7, 8 months. And I really had no idea what I was going to do with myself. I had a certain amount of savings, like everyone has after they leave the UN, but I had no clear plan. I just knew that there had to be something better than that. So we met in December. At the end of December, I decided I need someone with wisdom, someone can help me guide the way. And we met, and I signed on to your signature program. And we started working together with a couple of other ladies in a similar situation in January. And it was really, I think, at that point where I had started dabbling as a travel expert, but I wasn't getting any traction on that. And I realized also that much of the business is now moving online on social media and AI this and AI that, but AI is now becoming a significant mover now in the industries. I decided I needed now to upgrade myself in these two areas, and working with you was giving me a sense of direction. But also, I guess everyone is facing these blocks and the fear. And I think by February, the desire was outweighing the fear. And I came across life coaching to become a certified life coach. And I always wanted to do this, but obviously I was very much deeper with the UN and my career there. Um, and I guess one thing to elaborate, I really became passionate about this. I built a community around other similar people, like-minded people, wanting to work in this direction. Also investing in business coaches and business skills and AI skills for building up scaling a business. Um, and just having the right people guide you, like you and my business coach, going in the right direction month by month. I was very adamant on keeping to the plan that was given to me. Normally, I would question it. I said, well, maybe this is not going well, or maybe nothing is happening. But I really wanted to believe that if I took the right steps, and even those days when I felt I don't feel like doing this. I'm looking at my bank account and I'm scared of what's happening. I mean, I'm a mother, I have two children. I don't have an income coming in every month. But I kept believing in myself and I kept hitting those milestones. And even I was not having any income. But by, I think it was April, I started to have some beta clients. And I was obviously testing my programs out, and they were having the transformations that they wanted to have, getting great feedback, my social account growing and becoming more savvy with sales, understanding my psychodemographic group more and more, to the point where I am here where I am. And I really, it's extraordinary, the journey, because as you said, there are so many moments when you are scared. The moments when you wake up at 3 in the morning, oh my gosh, what have I done? I left a job like the UN where you have all these benefits and you have a salary coming in every month. And I'm a mother as well. I mean, that's quite reckless what I was thinking, but I stood to the plan and I believed in myself. And along the way, I have met some amazing people I would never would have met if I hadn't come out of my comfort zone and got into that discomfort and challenged myself. So now I'm at a point where I've set up my business, my automated funnels. I have clients, waiting lists, and I'm working from a place that I wanted to come back to. This is where I have residence here. I have, obviously, I'm a taxpayer, and my children will start school here, and I can start putting roots down and feel settled. And the best thing about it is I don't have that burnout because I'm in complete control of my
Mm.
calendar and I can decide who I want to work with. I'm not going to take anybody, but we will have to be able to work well together, that we are going to see results and be on the same page. So, yeah, it's a lot of work and you really need to believe yourself. But I think when I hit that desire more than the fear, that's when I knew that I was going in the right direction.
Amazing, Alicia. I just like, as I listen to you, I feel so much pride in how much humans can experience their own potential, their own power. And unfortunately, oftentimes we don't get to do that because we're so busy surviving in burnout or in systems in different environments, right? So, therefore, seeing you going from I don't know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it to deciding, okay, this is what I want to and I like, and let's go all in on it. And I think that level of transformation is worthy of highlighting a lot. So, if we go, Alyssa, into the details of, so obviously, a lot of people who might be watching this will be having questions as to, especially moms, I think, will be the having this question of, as you said, it sounded reckless at the time, right? Who would leave the stable job with two children, a single mom, and do something that no guarantee whatsoever, and not only no guarantee, probably many people are saying that it's very hard, it's almost impossible to make it work. So how on earth would you be able to do that? And in those moments when people are having those type of questions, how would you advise them to go through within their own thinking process as to, either I keep staying here and pursue stability, so called stability, even though we're not sure now whether that's really a stability, or I'm going to do something that feels very risky, but at the same time, I'm going to make it work. So, how was your own thinking process to go through that?
So first of all, I would not be the person say leave your job now and do what I did. I think I really
Of
took a big
course.
risk. You are in a luxury where if you are in the UN, you are very privileged. I would say that you need to carve out some time. I know that you're very tired. I've been there, and we work late hours in the night, depending where you are. But take 1 hour a week and start exploring areas where you think you can monetize your potential. But it has to be aligned with something that you wish you could do for the next 20 years of your life. And you would be doing it on a weekend, you would be doing it in your free time. I'm completely obsessed about my work. I mean, I would die just to close my computer at the UN and go to sleep. And sometimes you just have to work overtime. That's the work. But where I am now is I can't close the computer. I am constantly learning new things and engaging with new people and coming up with ideas. So you need to, first of all, you need to find that time to just see what's out there, because when you're in the UN, you're completely, one direction. I know that can be a challenge, but that would be my first step. And then you would start maybe seeing some skills that perhaps are not. The UN provides a lot of opportunities in terms of learning. I remember that. But perhaps there are some other areas, go onto platforms like Mind Valley, or there is this one like, not Open University, but there's another one where I think the UN provides it, or you pay $40, and you can start looking into different small university courses. Get an idea: is this really something you would like to then continue to invest in? It's really being taking initiative to find what you might like, because you also need to then decide, maybe, are you ready to leave? Are you going to be fully committed to this? Um, what I look back and I remember, I don't think I could do this for the next 20 years of my life. I mean, I just couldn't do it. But where I am now, I am constantly, I mean, I love where I am. But I would not advise anyone just to risk it and leave, but I would definitely start taking initiative, seeing what's out there. And I really think that the playing field is completely changing. I mean, we're moving from an old world to a new world. A lot of the things are moving online. So if you don't have that access and you don't have that exposure of what's going on in there, I really would recommend start reading about it, getting exposed, start making networking outside of the UN as well. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
super important. So it's a more of an easy, gradual transition. When you're actually ready financially and you set all the pieces, you feel more comfortable to move into that.
Yes, I love that. So, I have always talked to people about how you can currently do your job if you're working and do some plan Bs on the side first and see if those plan Bs are working for you. And if they are working, then you start doing something with it. But also, I love about what you're saying, which is system has conditioned us so much to be thinking only in one direction of this is how things should work, and if it doesn't work this way, then you are screwed kind of a mentality, right? And I think because of that mentality, a lot of people have even more fears than they could ever manage. So for those people, I want to really talk to about how we may need to address some of the emotional side of things first so that you can take a bit of breath as to okay, currently if I keep having these type of emotions, I obviously can't even think outside of the box, and that's normal. Everyone's brain does that. So how can you get yourself a bit of break either on weekends or whenever you can to start releasing some of those emotions that keeps you in this fear-based bubble? And once you are starting to get out of it, then you start looking at, okay, what are the possibilities existing and what are the things that you can do. But I also love, Alicia, about how do things that or commit to doing things that you see yourself doing long term rather than a short term fix that our brain wants to do sometimes when we are burnt out and we're just not able to tolerate things anymore. Our brain will say, well, get out as soon as possible and then you'll figure it out.
Hmm.
And have also seen such cases, but unfortunately, once you get out and then you're wandering around what to do and you cannot figure it out for a long time, your brain will then convince you you need to now go back because you need some safety and feeling good about yourself again, right? So we have seen those people as well. So therefore, whatever works for you in terms of getting ready to do this work seriously, and once you get yourself ready, then you start seeing opportunities. Alyssa, the other question that maybe a lot of people have about the new journey, I think one thing that I see for many people that they take a lot of time to go from the decision of, okay, this is what I want to do now. Let's say they have found their passion again, they want to do this thing, to actually transition making money, right? So when you came to my world, I remember us discussing how to sell your expertise at the level that you would like to, right? And that's really what I want to help people to really understand. Okay, this is my value, this is what I want to be selling, and this is how much I'm charging for. But I can also see that a lot of people who I've helped, they take a long time to be charging the money they want to, and going from, okay, this is what I'm doing, to actually start doing and making the structure of the business and fully committed and getting clients on board, all of this, right? So how was this process for you?
Okay, so first of all, I would say that absolutely invaluable and essential to invest in a coach. I really believe that you need someone to show you the steps and give you a roadmap, because I mean, unless you're super, super lucky and smart and you read, I mean, you just cannot figure it out. I mean, especially when you get to these blocks, you need someone to help you go through those blocks and reassure you, but also give you someone who has been through that experience of transitioning and also built a business themselves. This is the direction that you're taking. So, first of all, find somebody who aligns with you, that who is able to help you, because I could say that, I mean, I don't regret that. Oh, that was the best investment ever. Without a coach, I think you're completely lost. Then, second, you decide at those areas where you feel you need to ramp up on your skills, your knowledge, certifications if you need it. And when it does come to the point where you do have clients and you have your program and you're ready to charge, you should never undercharge, because you're coming with so much wisdom, so much experience. You've worked hard for this and you've invested so much. So what you will be charging is just a fraction of what you've been investing in. And the transformation that they will get out of there is priceless. And they will go on their journey and they will also be selling their product, selling their service. So it's only fair. And I think the mentality, you go in with a feminine description of how your service is going, but at the end, you really need to stick to your price. You will not feel good about it if you undercharge. I'm telling you. So yeah, but I really I cannot I cannot overstate how important it is to invest in a mentor or a coach. It's just not possible to do it just by yourself, especially if you leave the UN or the humanitarian sector and then try to find your way into this whole different world of the corporate world, or starting to become a founder. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one addition that I want to make is that for anyone who is feeling in this situation of, okay, I cannot charge people the amount that I would like to. I have always done things for free of charge, right? Because I think that's also the other mindset that comes up, which is I have been part of UN or the humanitarian sector where everything that we have offered was free of charge. And therefore, how am I going to now all of a sudden charge what I want to charge? If these questions keep coming up, one way obviously to get coaching, but the other way is to go through this uncomfortable phase of feeling like you are going to be so scared of what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, right? When you are making this offer to someone and they're going to give their feedback, and those will be the most challenging things you will go through. but that's the necessary step to do that. Like, no one has done a business, if that's what you're going, no one has done a business where they haven't charged anyone, right? Like, business doesn't work without you getting money for doing your services. So therefore, the sooner you go through that phase, the sooner you start figuring out how to do it in a way that feels good to you. And the more you delay it, the more you keep gathering evidence as to how this doesn't work, how everything is hard, how this is scary, you are not making money. And then all of these things keep piling up to a point that you start then panicking and not sleeping. And this vicious circles start creeping in, right? So that's why my goal is to bring as many people as possible to talk about how they have made that transition from, okay, this is what I've decided to do, to actually doing it, and then going through this discomfort, and also realizing, oh, A, I don't die, and B, I can now make some money and live off this, and most importantly, make it sustainable, right? And that's really also what we're going for. We don't want to be just doing things here and there as a hobby. And I don't know, I used to treat my work as a hobby, I think, in the beginning. But also, this is the things that you start realizing. If you keep treating it as a hobby, it will remain a hobby. And you don't want that to be, especially in the beginning. So therefore, Alicia, I'm also happy that you are showing your own story of how you've decided, okay, I am not only doing this, but I'm also earning money from this and taking care of my children and myself. And I want to build this a long-term thing, right? Instead of just, can I do this? How can I do it? And stay in this loop for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. So, my dear, tell us about anything that you would like everyone to hear as to what you wish someone had told you when you didn't know about any of these possibilities, right? When you were still like coming out of burnout, what do you wish that you heard from others that you who could help you then move maybe even faster than you did this time? Or maybe it will be helpful for someone else to hear this.
I'm gonna kind of repeat myself, but I think I wish I had, because when I separated. I mean, when everything was finalized and I was able to actually move to Ghana for those 8 months, that was October. I think I spent October to December just dabbling in things online.
Mm,
And I wouldn't say I wasted money, but I think I could have maybe been where I am now. I could have been here even sooner, um, if I had explored and started working with you, for example, and my other business coach earlier. If I had already
mm.
put that money and started in October, my bank account would be so happy right now. And yeah, it just accelerates things so much more when you have that mentor who's showing you the way. You just can't do it on your own. I think that's my only regret, is that I hadn't started with you and my other coach earlier.
Okay, amazing. So, everyone who is watching this, the message that really we want to pass is, you can do full transitioning within 6 months. It seems like some examples are coming up, so that's amazing. Unlike my example, which was a lot longer, but that's fine. And the other message that we really want to send you is that no matter how much your survival brain will resist, you can find the power, capacity, or potential, whatever you call it, right? Drive, desire. You can find that within to trump any fear that you encounter in your way. You can do that, and whether that doing it involves hiring a coach, doing it involves doing some things that will make you feel uncomfortable, doing it despite your fear, doing it without delaying, we would really love for you to try this out for yourself. Obviously, you know your situation better than us, so do it in the way that is safe for you, but at the same time notice that when you keep staying in the safe comfort zone and you're not taking actions, taking decisions, getting the help you need, that means that you're just staying in the loop over and over again. And as much as we have been in that situation, getting out is the necessary step to make this full transitioning happen. So therefore, Alicia, thank you so much for doing this work with me, doing this in this most modeling way, I would say, right? So I would really love see so many examples of yours in other people where they say, okay, I'm done dabbling, I'm done delaying, I want to now get serious and start building what I want to be building versus I don't know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and then keep reinforcing that fear. So that's why thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing your journey with me. And if people want to talk to you, they can come to Instagram. What do you say?
I would love that. You're very much welcome. My Instagram handle is Mary Allison Mindset,
Mhm.
and drop me a DM. I'd be happy to talk. And yeah, Asel, I couldn't have done this without you. It's really, and I excited to continue working with you. It's really pretty amazing where we've come so far. So thank you.
Amazing. I love it. And also, Alicia is in my groups and she's amazing. So if you join the group, you will also get to see her, talk to her, and of course, get her support as well. I have been admiring her journey, so I asked her also to be part of my team and do this work together where we can support even more humanitarians who want to do this transition in the I don't want to say fastest way, but in the way that feels exactly the right amount or period instead of keep delaying and postponing, right? So our goal is how can we support as many people as possible to say, okay, this is possible. I know other people are doing it. Let me do this as well, and let me create my own roadmap of how to do it and start doing it. So that's the goal that we're pursuing. So that's why if you would like to join us, please do so and reach out to her, talk to her, and ask about any questions that she may not have covered today, anything that is helpful for you to keep moving in your journey. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you very soon.
Thank you, Asel. Bye.